Good morning students. I hope you all have gone through the second video, that is the basic operations of computer and the components of computer. Today we are going to see the next topic, that is the input and output device. So these devices comes under the hardware component, that is the physical component, which makes the user to get easily interacted with the computer and also get back the result from the computer. So first let us start with the input device. So input device is nothing but which makes the user to feed any form of data to the computer. So these devices comes under the input devices. Let us see what are all the input devices available. So first one is the keyboard. So keyboard is considered as the most common input method because it is the easiest way to give the data to the computer by the user. So the keyboard comes under wired keyboard, wireless keyboard and also a virtual keyboard. Virtual keyboard is nothing but this is the image of the virtual keyboard. You can able to see there won't be any physical keyboard, but there will be the layout of the keyboard is available with the help of the infrared light. So with that you can easily access the keys and you can give the input to the computer. And the layout of the keyboard is derived from the layout of the typewriting machine. Based on the functionality of the various keys in the keyboard, the keys are categorized as character keys, that is A to Z, and modifier keys is nothing but Control, Alt, Shift. All these will come under the modifier keys. Combination of these keys with the other keys will modify the content of the data. So that's why they call it as a modifier keys. Say for example, Control plus X. Control plus X is a character key. Control plus X will cut the selected data. Control plus C will copy the selected data. Like that, it can able to modify the content. Next one is the system and GUI keys. That is the Windows keys. Volume increase and volume decrease. All these keys will come under the system and GUI keys. Next one is the enter and editing keys. So enter is nothing but which makes the cursor to come to the next line and also to accept it. The enter key is used for to accept it. And also editing keys are backspace, delete. All these will come under the editing keys. Next one is the function keys. In the top you can able to see the function F1 to starting from F1 to F12. There will be a specified function which has given to the each keys. Next is the navigation keys. Navigation keys is used to navigate within the content. So the navigation keys are the arrow keys and page up, page down and home and end keys are comes under the navigation keys. And the next one is the numeric keypad, which is available in the right side of the keyboard, where you can able to see the numbers starting from 0 to 9 and all manipulation keys, the plus, minus and star for multiplication and slash for divide and equal to symbol, and there also will be enter. All these set comes under the numeric keypad. And the last one is the lock keys. There are three lock keys available: the caps lock and number lock and scroll lock. All these comes under the lock keys. This is all about the first input device, that is the keyboard. So the next input device which we are going to see is the mouse. So mouse also comes under wired and wireless. So it is called as a pointing device because it points with the help of the cursor. You can able to point a content or a menu in the screen. So it is called as a pointing device. It is used to control the cursor movement on the display. When you move the mouse, the cursor also moves. So it controls the cursor movement on the display. And also it is used to select icons and menus with the help of the left click and to view the additional options with the help of the right click. And these are the functions of the mouse. You can able to move the cursor. You can identify the specific item with the help of single click. You can open the content or the specific item with the help of the double click, and also you can drag and drop with the help of the single click. So these are the three commonly used types of mouse. First one is the mechanical mouse. In mechanical mouse, a ball is kept inside the mouse. Through in the bottom there will be a hole. Through the hole, the ball will touches the mouse pad. When you move the mouse, the ball automatically rolls inside. So the movement of the ball is converted into signal and makes the cursor to move. This is all about the mechanical mouse. So in optical mouse, they have replaced the ball with the light for better usage. They replace the ball with the light. So a light is used as a source to identify the motion of the pointer. There also they found some difficulties because the intensity of the light is less. So they cannot able to work with the optical mouse in a hard surface. Then they have found the laser mouse where they use laser light instead of light. Okay, the laser light can able to work in any hard surfaces. So these are the most common types of mouse used, and apart from these there are various types of mouse available. So this is all about the input device mouse. The next input device is the scanner. So scanner, it scans and stores the information directly into computer's memory. So it works like a Xerox machine. So whereas in the Xerox machine, it scans the information and it takes the printout. It's as a hard copy. Whereas the scanner, it scans the information and stores the information directly into the computer's memory for further processing. So it converts any printed or written information or a document into a digital format which can be manipulated by the computer. This is about the scanner. The next input device is the fingerprint and retinal scanner. So whereas a normal scanner scans the printed document or a written format, whereas this scanner scans the fingerprint and retinal blood vessels which are unique among the persons. So these are the two things which are unique among the persons. This scanner scans these two, the fingerprint and retinal blood vessels. So it uses biometric technology to scan the fingerprint and the retinal blood vessels. And it is mainly used as an alternative for passwords and for a high-end security. For a high-end security, which is hard to break this pattern because the fingerprint and the retinal blood vessels are very unique and rare. So it is very hard to break the password. So they have used for high-end security. So the next input device is the trackball. So the appearance of the trackball looks like the upside down of the mouse. Whereas in mouse, the ball is kept at the bottom of the mouse. Whereas here in the trackball, the ball is kept at the top of the device. By spinning the ball, the navigation occurs in the screen. So the next input device is the light pen. So it is also called as a pointing device, and it is connected directly to the monitor, and at the end of the light pen there will be a light sensitive element will be there that detects the light while touching the screen. When the light pen touches the screen, the element will detect the light in the screen. This is how the light pen works, and it is mainly used for drawing purposes. So the next input device is the optical character reader. From the name itself, we can easily guess the working of the device. So with the help of the light, that is optical, it reads the character. So that is the working of this device, optical character reader. It scans the document with the help of the light, and it captures the content of the page as a letters and punctuation mark. It stores in the digital format in the computer, where that can be edited in as with the help of the word processor. So this is how the optical character reader works. And the next input device is the barcode or QR code reader. The user can able to read the content which is stored in a pattern with lines in different thickness. The content are stored in different lines like this. So the user can able to read these lines with the help of the barcode reader. And also the content can be stored in a two-dimensional format. In a two-dimensional format where it can be read with the help of the QR code reader. The next input devices are the voice input system and the digital camera. So the voice input system uses the microphone to recognize the software, and to convert the recognized voice into a digital format, it uses the voice recognition software. Okay, the voice will be recognized and converted into a digital format with the help of this software. And the next one is the digital camera. So digital camera is used to take a photograph. So it uses a charge coupled device electronic chip inside it. So that chip, how it works, it receives the light automatically transfers to the chip through the lens. Once it receives the light, it converts the light into a digital format. So this is how the digital camera works. So and the last two input devices are the touch screen and the keyer. So touch screen, it can interact by touching the screen. The user can able to interact with the computer by touching the screen directly. So it is an alternative method for alternative input method for mouse and keyboard. And the last input device is a keyer. So it is a device where you can the signals are transferred with the help of the by combination of keys directly by pressing the switches which are connected to the fingers. So that is the signaling by hand with the combination of switches. So almost 4 to 50 keys will be available in the keyer, and the keys are arranged in a group. Whereas in a keyboard there will be a board where the keys are arranged, whereas here the keys are arranged in a group, and based on the combination of keys that are connected to the fingers, by pressing it the various functions can be achieved. So this is all about the input devices. Next we are going to see about the output devices. So output devices is a hardware component which conveys the processed information to the user in an understandable form. So this is the main function of the output device. So the first output device we are going to see about the monitor. So monitor is the most common output device which helps the user to view the output in an understandable form. So the pictures on the monitor are formed with the pixels, that is picture elements. So the combination of the picture elements makes the picture on a monitor visible. So next is the monitor can be either monochrome or color. Monochrome is nothing but black and white. And next is the types of the monitor, that is a cathode ray tube and CRT, liquid crystal display, that is LCD, and the light emitting diode. These three types monitor differs in their size and the components used in it. And the last one is the monitor uses the video graphics array card which helps the keyboard to communicate with the screen. Not only the keyboard, the input devices, which helps the input devices to communicate with the monitor, that is the screen. The next output device we are going to see is the plotter. So plotter is also a printing device which is mainly used for printing banners and with high quality images, high quality graphical images. So that is produces graphical output on the paper, and it uses single color and also multicolor to print. The next output device we are going to see is the printers. We all know that printers used to print the information on the papers. So there are two types of printers available. One is the non-impact printers and one other one is the impact printers. So first let us see about the impact printers. So impact means based on some effect the result is produced. So here the print with the striking of hammers or pins on ribbon. So you might have seen the typewriting machine. There will be a ribbon, ink ribbon will be there where when you press the letter that a hammer will just strike the ribbon and the text will get printed. Same mechanism is used here. So printing is occurred based on the striking of hammers or pins on ribbon. So first there are two types of impact printers. First one is dot matrix and the line matrix. So dot matrix is fixed number of pins and wires are used to print. So and the tiny metal rod gets connects with the pins and wires which helps to strike the ink ribbon. And to do this mechanical pressure, the electromagnetic and the solenoid technology is used. Both are the same as electromagnetic technology. And the next one is it prints one line at a time. It can able to print one line at a time, and it can able to print 32,550 characters per second. That is the CPS. Okay. The next one is the line matrix printer. It has a fixed print head. You can able to see a common print head which is fixed. it will be moving from one end to another end for printing. So it prints a line of dots. A line of dots. Say for example, I am going to print these characters in the page. So it will print first line with the dots and second line with the dots, and like that it will print. So it can able to print 1000 lines per minute. So the next we are going to see about the non-impact printers. So in impact printers we have seen that it uses mechanical pressure to print, whereas here it uses electrostatic or laser technology to print. So there are two types of non-impact printers. One is a laser printer and the inkjet printer. So in laser printer, the laser beam is used. The laser beam is moved across from top to bottom. A laser beam will be moved from top to bottom. Based on that, by detecting the text, it prints the characters in the page. And it produces a good quality image. The good quality can be identified with the help of this DPI, the dots per inch. A single inch, it can able to produce 1200 dots. That is the meaning of the 1200 dots DPI. And it can able to print 100 pages per minute. And the next one is the inkjet printer. So it uses the color cartridges to print. By spraying the ink at the paper, by heating the ink, and it sprays towards the paper, whereas wherever the text is there, the ink will be sprayed, and also an electronic circuit, a tiny electronic circuit is used to spray the ink. These two methods are used. One is heating the ink and spraying towards the paper, and the other one is a tiny electronic circuit is used for spraying the ink. And it can able to produce 1 to 20 pages per minute. So this is all about the non-impact printers. And the last two output devices are the speakers and the multimedia projector. So speaker produces the audio as an output. It converts the text into the audio as an output. For that it uses the speech synthesize software. And the last one is the multimedia projector. It produces the output in a big screen. You might have seen in meeting halls showing the various presentations. So for that multimedia projectors is used. So this is all about the input and output devices. Next we will see about the booting of computer. Booting of a computer. So we all know that operating system is a basic software. The OS, we call it as a OS, is a basic software which makes the computer to work. So when we switch on the computer, a process will go on at the back end. So what all the process goes on at the back end? So first, there won't be any information in the RAM, which we call as a main memory, that is a temporary storage, that is a random access memory. There won't be any information in the RAM. The OS will be stored only in the read-only memory. So from that read-only memory, the first step, that is the post, power on self-test, will get initiated from the ROM. There it checks all the RAM and all peripheral devices, that keyboard, mouse, printer, what are all the peripheral devices connected to the computer, all the connectivity will be checked. Once everything is okay, it move on to the next step, that is basic input-output system. The BIOS will be executed. So these two process comes under the booting. After the completion of this booting, the bootstrap loader will execute. So where the OS get transferred from the hard disk to the main memory, that is a RAM. From there it started executing. From there the OS started executing. So this is all about the booting of a computer. So there are two types of booting. One is the warm booting and another one is the cold booting. First we see about the warm booting. So warm booting is when the system restarts or reset button is pressed while working. So imagine that we are working in the computer, suddenly the system gets hang, we need to restart the computer or the reset button is to be pressed to interrupt the work, to get back to the proper state. So that kind of booting is called as a warm booting, because the computer is in the warm state. That time we are restarting the computer. So that booting is called as a warm booting. No diagnostic tests are carried out that time. Okay, and here, because of doing this, restarting the computer in the warm state, or pressing the reset button, data loss may occur and system get damaged. And next one is the cold booting, which is opposite to that. When the system starts from the initial state, it means that we are just turning on the computer, switching on the computer. From the initial state, it works, it starts. So that kind of booting is called as a cold booting. Okay, this warm booting is also called as a soft booting, and cold booting is also called as a hard booting. So with this, we come to the end of the chapter 1. So in the next video, we will start with the chapter 2. Thank you, students.